Hello everyone, Jon Snedeker here with Notary Signing Agent Blueprint. Welcome to another episode of Signing Agent Secrets. Before we get started, go ahead and comment in below where you're tuning in from. Thank you so much. Today we have a very special guest by the name of Lemesha Daily. Lemesha is a signing agent with Jazz Financial out of Pascagoula, Mississippi. Lemesha has been just getting started for a few months now. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. Lemesha, let's get into your story before loan signings. What were you doing before you even found out that this was an opportunity for yourself?
Before I found out about loan signing, I was just doing taxes and I was a regular notary. I knew nothing about loan signing, how to get started, or any of the above.
Right. And so, there's a lot of jobs. So did your tax job require you to be a notary? Is that how you got into becoming a notary through your employment?
Yes, a lot of my clients asked me, well, do you notarize papers? And at one point I didn't. And so I was like, I need to do that. That's another incentive for my client.
Right, right. And so now you became a notary, and so you were able to find out. Was there any particular aha moment? A lot of people, Lemesha, they get into become a notary through, job or a friend recommended, or, they want to get some sort of side hustle on with their career. So you became a notary through obviously your job. Was there any particular aha moment that sort of steered you towards loan signings? What sort of made it pique your interest a little bit?
Um, what made what piqued my interest about loan signing was I was saying to myself, it's got to be more than just being a regular notary to notarizing. I mean, it's got to be more to it. So I just started researching and typing in notary on Facebook, and stuff started popping up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the day and age we live in now, right? Google, Facebook,
Yes.
YouTube. I mean, God,
Yes.
you can do anything with one of those three, right?
Yes. Exactly.
So you found out about loan signings. You're poking around. You found some great
Mm-hmm.
information. And
Mm-hmm.
now, are you part time or full time now? I mean, how are you making it work with your schedule? It seems like you got a few other
Right.
opportunities at the same time. So how do you make it all work, Lemesha?
Right. For as tax season, it's on the off season, so it's just classes and learning for me at the moment. But right now I'm a full time notary signing agent. All of my other entities are done by appointments, so I make those
Okay.
appointments around my loan signing because my loan signing a guaranteed appointment. Sometimes clients cancel, so I allow
Right.
them to make appointments around my loan signing appointment.
Yeah, very smart. Yeah, make sure you structure it in a way that makes sense for you. I mean, you're going to help people in both businesses, but why not prioritize the loan signings? Because
Yeah.
they will. I mean, you will have some cancellations with that, but
Mhm.
probably a lot less than just other appointments. So you'll figure out what's best for you when it comes to time versus money, guaranteed appoint, sort of somewhat guaranteed appointments with the loan signing. Because obviously they're waiting 3 months for something. A lot of them, don't want to show up late or reschedule, but you'll sort of iron that out and figure out what's best for you because you're going to be helping people in both businesses. But and that's fantastic. So full time now, and when does a tax sort of work kick up for you? Is it just towards
In
April, or is it done by quarterly, right?
it
Because some
actually
people wait to
starts,
file.
tax season actually starts to kick off in January.
Okay,
Because a lot of people get the loans, the tax loans, and the advancements. So it
right.
starts in January.
Okay, so you can it's sort of a seasonal for you in that aspect, where when you look at the
Yes.
whole year, you can pretty much iron out. And this is important, not just for you, Lamisha, but anyone that's sort of trying to figure out if you have maybe certain time that you can devote to loan signings, where should you put that time? For you,
Mhm.
it's very clear that it needs to be in sort of like that off season, full-time signing agent, prioritize the appointment, and then work your other businesses around the loan signings. Well, what I tell people is that, like, let's say you can only do part time, try to do part time towards the end of the month instead of like a little bit per day. if you can focus more of the time towards the last 2 weeks of the month, that's going to provide you way more loan signings just because of how this business works. There's a lot more signings towards the end of the month versus the beginning of the month. And so figuring out where to put your time is very important for anyone getting started. You're further along than some people because obviously you're doing it and you've got multiple businesses going on. But there really is a way to creatively structure it to give you the biggest benefit, which is obviously helping people is important, but you're obviously trying to make a living as well. So
Exactly.
I'm trying to pull it all together. That's awesome. Lamesha, do you have any goals at all with your loan signing business, or not so much just yet? What's your take on that?
Yes, of course I have goals. You gotta have goals in order to, keep running the race. But no, my goal is to at least scratch the surface of where you are today in the loan signing business. So I have a big goal. Hopefully one day make my loan signing business an entity all by itself, and I could just hire a loan signing and take over the city and we just all loan signing everywhere.
That's right. Just sprinkle it, just everywhere, right? Cover it. That's fantastic. Yeah. Guys, I've done about 10,000 loan closings over my days. It's been about 10, 11, probably 11, 12 years by now. It's just a long time. I've helped a lot of people. I've devoted my career to loan signings a long time ago. And you're able to meet a lot of cool people, help a lot of cool people, but also make a great living doing it. And so depending on if you're doing it full-time or part-time, really just depends on what your goals are. It might be different from Lamesha's, might be different than my goals, but that's okay. But those are some fantastic goals, and I encourage you to think big, Lamesha. Think big from the start. I mean, you can only service where you could personally drive to, but the idea is there are opportunities for you to have employees underneath you if you wanted to. There are opportunities for you to become national if you do make the right connections with other companies. So most people think for just them and just their area, but there's really any business can be limitless to a degree when you have the right mindset of thinking big. So I definitely encourage you to continue that thought process to think big from the start. That's fantastic. So you've done some loan signings before. Lamesha, do you think that this is a job that anybody could do, or do you think that you have to have some sort of required characteristic set before you can be successful? What's your take on that?
Anybody can do this job. I mean, you just go in and you do it. You go, you meet people, say, "Hey, how you doing? And my name is Lemesha Daily, and I'm here to do your signing."
Yeah.
And you smile and you walk in and you sit down and you sign some papers.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. You know what? And I love that, Lamesha. Just straight to the point, guys. Or Lamesha, there's a lot of people that are fearful to get started. They are maybe timid. They're a little bit shy. Dare I say, fearful of maybe taking the first step. What if this happens? What if that happens? What to do in this scenario? Do you have any maybe words of advice for people that are less straightforward as someone like you that says, just go and do it? You know, my name is Lamesha, and I'm here to sign your paperwork. What would you say to those people that are a little shy?
Yeah, if you're a little shy and you're a little nervous about your first signing, definitely call your client to break the ice and say, "Hey, introduce yourself, confirm the appointment," and that'll kind of ease the pressure some, because you know who you're going to talk to and you know they're in good spirits and you can kind of get a feel for their attitude. But other than that, it's simple. You just go in and you do it. Think about your money. Think about this is a check.
Yep, you got goals, you got bills, you got rent, you got mortgage. It's got to get done. You got to just get to work just like everybody else. Jump. I like to say jump. It's not that bad. Jump in the water. It's maybe uncomfortable for like 30 seconds and then you feel fine, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, you make a great point. When you do call to confirm the appointment, you get a pretty good idea about how people are, how welcoming are they, how maybe rude are they, because obviously you meet everybody in this business. You don't just meet rude people or just meet nice people. You get a little bit of everybody. So when you take Lemesha's sort of straightforward attitude, I'm here, Lemesha Daily, I'm here to sign your paperwork. I mean, you're going to work with everybody in this business. And so my friend Grant, actually, before he passed away, he said, you have to be a chameleon in this business. You have to be a chameleon. All you're doing is just adapting to the other person, right? If they go fast, you go fast. They go slow, you go slow. If they're super nice to you, obviously you're going to be nice to everybody, but you're just sort of matching the speed of your voice, the tone, your mannerisms. The more comfortable someone is with you, easier the signings go. And that's a big tip. So look at those verbal and nonverbal cues. Be a chameleon, just sort of mimic the other person in a way, professionally, not weird, right?
Right. Of
And
course.
so that makes everybody feel more comfortable and just get the paperwork signed. It's really that simple as far as like you said. So Lemesha, are there any traits that you think anyone needs to have? Or, I mean, if they don't have them ready, a lot of people that come on the show say, if they don't have them, it's easy to learn how to go and shake someone's hand, right? But
exactly.
do you think there's anything that's required or not so much? Because
no, you covered it. Like you said, you got to be a chameleon. You just got to be able to adapt to your surroundings and environment for that allotted time. I mean, you just giving them a few hours of your time. It might not even be that much. So just adapt and go in and do it. Just do it.
That's it. Guys, after 10,000 closings, almost 10,000 closings, I pride myself in quicker closings without rushing the signer. That's a big deal. And the way that I do that, it doesn't start from the knock of the door or the first time I meet him. It starts on that first phone call. And one tip is for not only you, but also anyone watching is, when you call to set the appointment, that's, it's already set for you calling to confirm the appointment. Set the expectation up that you don't work for their lender, and there's really, obviously there's only so much questions that you can help them with. So I tell them that my requirement is that they call their loan officer and review all their final figures and numbers and ask any question they have to their loan officer. And that's prior to the appointment. And that sets the expectation that, one, you can only be so helpful as a notary signing agent. You are not there to answer all of their questions, because that's not the case by law. And number two, when they get everything answered ahead of time, Lemesha, you're able to get in and out of that closing, like start to finish, in like 25 to 35 minutes, as opposed to like an hour. And that allows you to just fit in more closings in your schedule throughout the day. So when you can count on your closings to be 30 minutes versus an hour, that is like, you can easily double your income over the course of a year based on how many extra closings you can fit in. So guys, the tip at the closing table is not just flipping through the paperwork quickly. It starts before you even get there, from that first call, like Lemesha said, when you go, call and introduce yourself and confirm the appointment. And so obviously the more comfortable they are with you, the easier things go as well. So there's a little subtle tips and tricks to providing great service, but sort of moving things along as well. The next question I have for you, Lemesha, is for the people. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you paint a picture of what success looks like to you? Maybe 5 years from now or 1 year from now. Are you looking to be full-time, part-time? What sort of thoughts do you have on what success looks like in the future for you?
Success looks very great for me. I try to stay positive. You have to be positive and set goals. Goals allow you to keep pushing and pushing and pushing to try to reach whatever goal you have set. And just because you don't reach that goal at that specific time, you keep going until you reach that goal. But success looks very great. It's bright in my future. I claim it. I pray about it. So it's very bright in my future. What What is it gonna be? I don't know. I leave that into the hands of the Lord, and I just worked.
That's it. I love it. No excuses from Lamesha. No scratching your
Right.
head. No wondering. No complaining. No feeling sorry for yourself. You work, you pray, you visualize, you think about it. And let's touch base on that for a little bit, Lamesha. There's something called the law of attraction. Have you ever heard of it at all? The law of attraction.
No,
It is.
no, sir.
It's a concept that was in many books in like the 1800s, early 1900s. But the law of attraction, it basically talks about manifesting your future and visualization and using these things to, act as if. And if you want something, place, it's a little kooky. A lot of people think it's a little kooky, but I'll be honest, I've been through some very high level programs, very expensive higher level programs that really dive deep into this. But what you said sort of touched base on that about the way that your thought process is with how you get after it and what goals and what success looks like for you. So the law of attraction really stems from sort of placing your order with the universe, visualizing it, manifesting it every single day. You need to act as if you already have it. And so when you focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, you never think about what you don't want, because when you think about it, you're going to get more of it. That's the idea. You don't want bills, you don't want problems, you don't want debt. You don't think I want to get out of debt. You're still thinking about it. You want to think about what you want and only what you want. And it really provides that crystal clear focus, like you said. I show up every day, I work, get after it. And so that's sort of the gist of the law of attraction. A lot of people haven't heard of it. There's a movie on Netflix called The Secret, which is based about it. And it's in a lot of higher level books as well. So I just wanted to share that with you if you're watching or if you've heard of it or haven't heard of it. But that's fantastic for what success looks like for you. And, you're someone who's very clear that just you get after it. You're not making excuses. You're not feeling sorry for yourself. What advice, a lot of people I speak to, Lamesha, they're just not as gung-ho as you. What would you say to the people that are a little bit timid to get after it?
In order to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone. Growth does not come in your comfort zone. You have to step outside the box, meaning you have to do things you've never done before. And so that calls for practice. If you stutter over your words, then you practice what you're gonna say. That is completely fine. But if you want to grow in anything that you do and you want to go to the next level in life, you have to come out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is your worst enemy.
Yep. Comfort kills. Yep.
Yes.
That's very true, Lamesha. One of the books I was reading a couple months ago, it talked about your money zone is your comfort zone. And so if you have a very small comfort zone, very small money zone, right? And so it's sort of proportionate. If you have getting out of your comfort zone, sort of taking that first step, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Push yourself. You're gonna live when you go to these networking meetings and you start shaking some hands and meeting new people and doing things that you've never done before, like Lemesha said. You're gonna get the same results if you keep doing the same things. So if you want a different result, you have to do things differently, like Lemesha alluded to. And that's just fantastic advice and guidance. You cannot expect the same things, or you cannot expect different things in your life if you're just doing the same old tasks. So that is really, really great advice for people that are a little nervous, a little bit fearful to sort of take that first step. Wow, that is really, really great stuff, Lemesha. Did we miss anything, or is there anything that you wanted to go over at all?
No, I don't think we missed anything. Just if you've had the thought and you made it this far to get on the recording, to research blueprint, then you might as well go ahead and take the leap of faith. Just get off the porch and do it. What most could happen? I mean, be successful. You are in control of your own success. So that means you got to reprogram your thought of corporate America. kind of brainwashed.
What do you say? The
They kind
brainwash?
of brainwashed us. Yes,
Yeah,
but you are
those.
in control of your own success. And if you want to be successful, you go out there and you take it, you own it, and you be successful. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, we talk a lot about corporate, and corporate is for a lot of people, Lemesha, but it's not for everybody. If
Right.
you expect them to look after you for 20, 30, 40 years, I got news for you. There's changes that happen every 6 months in corporate.
Yes.
And many say that corporate can steal your soul. Like you show up every day,
Yes.
but you're not fulfilled, you're not happy, you smile to your boss and it's back to work 9 to 5. And there are people that sort of just want more than that. They want to be fulfilled. Maybe there's someone in corporate that are not genuinely directly helping people, and so there's more to fulfillment of being happy with helping people, and that's something that's a unique opportunity when you start any business to really make an impact in your
Yes.
community and help people, but also at the same time you're doing it on your time frame. And as a side note, if
Yes.
you're watching, Lamisa was just in Vegas and a few other places, so
Yes.
she gave herself
Yes.
the opportunity to go into business for herself that allowed her to travel when and where she wants with friends or family or
Yeah.
whomever. And those are some of the benefits that come from being a 1099 sort of independent person.
Yes,
But you have to
exactly.
hustle for it. It's not going to just fall in your
Yes,
lap. You have to make a choice to get started. And every month you're
yes,
not in this business, you are losing money. If it takes you 6 months to learn how to get started, if you're not sure how to become a notary and you're Googling it, you don't need to wait months and months and months, because as a part-time signing agent, you can make really great money. So the faster you get set up, you're not going to miss another 2 or 3 thousand this month or 2 or 3 thousand
right,
next month. If you say you're going to get
right.
started, go ahead and start. And there are programs like mine or others out there that will show you how to be successful quicker, to shorten that gap so you can start to get these checks from being a part-time or full-time signing agent. So
Right,
that's really, really great
right,
advice, Lamesha, about just getting after
right.
it, you know, visualizing it and not taking no for an answer. That's what
Right,
successful
because
people need to do.
right. I mean, because if you think about it, John, you have a 9 to 5. Every day you get up to get ready to that job you don't want to go to. That's got you on high blood pressure medicine. You're taking a chance because you don't never know. You don't never know when they're gonna let you go. You don't know that your job is not secure. Like you said, things change all the time. But when you become in business for yourself, you are in control of how much you work, how much you make. It's all on you. So if you're gonna take a chance with corporate America, then you should take a chance on yourself as well.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff, Lamesha. Let me tell you, Lamesha is saying yes to loan signings, even with her other business, tax business. She said yes on purpose. When I started, I said yes because I was basically losing my job and I didn't want to restructure, retransfer. I was losing an opportunity, so I had to pivot. I applaud Lamesha because she said, you know what? I don't need to pivot. I just want to do something better. I mean, I had to do something better. So it's sort of, I waited until the moment where I had to do something. But for a lot of people out there, you don't have to wait for 6 months to go by for you to be
Right.
unhappy. You can make the decision without losing your job or without, and you basically start part-time. There's a way to being a successful loan signing agent. Um, the way to have less stress on yourself getting started, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lamesha, is you have the seasonal thing with work, which is very unique. A lot of people don't have that, but if you're looking to transition out of corporate, you don't need to quit that job and then start as a loan signing agent. You want to start part-time. You want to ease into it. And the reason why is it's going to be less stressful for yourself while you wait on your notary commission, while you wait on your credentials to come back to you. You can't force the government and your local state Secretary of State to do things faster for yourself. So it's going to be a few weeks minimum before you can get set up and running. So don't put pressure on yourself. start part-time, and then when you're busy, that's when you sort of transfer to full-time, unless you have the opportunity like Lemesha, where it's more seasonal and you can you already control your own time with that other business. There's just a lot of people that aren't in those shoes, but that's a tremendous opportunity for you to capitalize on that based on the seasonality and you know, making it work with your schedule. So that's awesome. Yeah, really great advice, Lemesha. You know, that's fantastic. Guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Be sure to hire Lemesha Daily in Pascagoula, Mississippi for your next closing. Lemesha, go ahead and, yeah, go ahead and let them know your phone number to reach you.
Hey, my number is 228-205-2769, and I'm in Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Pascagoula, that's a tricky one. I like it. Guys, if you're watching right now, be sure to like and share this video. Lemesha brought some golden nuggets to our Zoom call today about don't be fearful, get started, make a goal. You want to grow, get outside of your comfort zone. I don't think it gets any better than that, Lemesha, for people that are a little bit too. That is perfect advice. If you are still looking to boost your confidence and income, the way that I can help you, in addition to Lemesha, is we have a 90-minute free training. All you have to do is jump on Notary Signing Agent Blueprint.com. We'll have a free 90-minute training that'll show you how I started 10,000 closings earlier without any time, money, or experience. So very interesting. Check it out. And other than that, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.